Okay, I don't see nobody running for the bar, so let's get our group up here now, shall we? And we'll get them a move. They come a long ways to play with us tonight. These folks are out of the Sebring, Florida area, out there in the wide woods, so I can't even talk, much less see anything. Our sound man tonight, Mr. Jim Dunn, great man on the sound. He's got all this new crazy equipment here. Runs a board with no connections, all by Wi-Fi. Everything's technical today, except them two damn bright lights he's got over there. When you're up on this stage, you cannot see anything. I know there's people out there. I can hear you breathing. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Hello, Sarasota. Yeah.
Okay, folks, now let's give a nice Sarasota welcome for the Back Porch Revival.
Well, somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I'm not lying. They made me off for 16 G's and left 2 men lying. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. Charlie Jones was the engineer. He had 20 years on the line. He kissed his wife and his family dear this morning at 6:35. Everything was fine till 9:30. Charlie looked up and he saw men on horses and men with guns and no sign of the law. Well, somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I'm not lying. They made clean off with 16 G's and they left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. The baggage man, he really loved his job. The company rewarded him with a golden watch and fob. Amos White was doing his time when the door blew off his car. They found Amos White in 15 pieces, 15 miles apart. Well, somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I'm not lying. They made clean off with 16 G's and they left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. Do it, man.
And we know who it was. It was Jesse James, according to.
Huh?
Jesse James, yeah?
Yeah, Jesse James.
Yeah.
No, not James Hawkins. Jesse James.
Right.
Yeah, right.
James Hawkins told us that Jesse James robbed the train.
All right.
I think James Hawkins
Maybe he
robbed
did
the
it.
train.
Maybe he did.
No, it was that crazy guy he was singing about.
Yeah. He just confuses us with his stories and makes us think somebody else did it. I think he did it.
Well, he sure confused me.
I think it's time we did something that works.
Something that works.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. They're waiting on me.
Please don't encourage him.
Bass players never get any respect. So I'm not going to play until I just get damn ready. I'm not ready yet. Don't you like this tune? I like it a lot. I really just forgot the words. Got an old blue shirt, suits me just fine. I like the way it feels, so I wear it all the time. Got an old guitar, it won't ever stay in tune. Like the way it sounds in a dark and empty room. Got an old pair of boots, they fit just right. I can work all day and I can dance all night. Got an old beat up car that runs just like a top. I get the feeling it ain't ever gonna stop. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up. The kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, stuff you feel. The kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. Got a pretty good friend who's seen me at my worst.
Yeah.
He can't tell if I'm a blessing or I'm a curse. But he always shows up when the chips are down. That's the kind of stuff you like to have around. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up. The kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, stuff you feel. The kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. Got a woman I love, she paints like God. She's got a playground sense of justice, you don't take odds. I got a tattoo with her name right through my soul. I think everything she touches turns to gold. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up. The kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, stuff you feel. The kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. Kind of stuff you reach for when you fall.
Let me introduce the rest of these folks. Over here on this fiddle is our nephew, Matt Coltharp. He started playing at Melanie and my feet when he was about 4 years old, and had a little fiddle about that long. And I don't know if he was playing any notes on it or not, but he sure was moving that bow around. So how about we let Melanie sing a little song that she wrote here a while back that kind of tells a story about who she is.
How many of y'all are from Florida or were born in Florida? Anybody here born in Florida besides me? I have one person. Did somebody out in the audience raise their hand? One. Yay! Yay!
I wasn't born in Florida either, but it wasn't my fault.
This is wow. Well, this is a song called Florida Gal, and it's about me growing up in Florida. So let me just sing it and see what kind of story it tells. All right. I was raised on gospel music from down here in the South. Words as sweet as honey drip right out of my mouth. I like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I even say God bless you when I hear someone sneeze.
Chew.
God bless you.
I need all I can help I can get.
He does. When I eat watermelon, I spit out all the seeds. I like cornbread and okra and even black-eyed peas. I eat my grits with butter and biscuits on the side. I grew up eating chicken, and yes, sir, it was fried. Southern gal,
Southern gal.
I'm a Florida gal.
She's a Florida gal.
Born and raised down south, I'm a Florida gal. I don't tiptoe through the tulips, I run barefoot through the sand. Bless my little heart, a Florida gal is what I am. I love to hear the wind in the Florida pines making music as it goes. Smell the orange blossoms when the springtime breezes blow. But I only swim in the summertime when the water warms my toes and the sun makes golden freckles across my turned up nose. Southern gal,
Southern gal.
I'm a Florida gal.
She's a Florida gal.
Born and raised down south, I'm a Florida gal. I don't tiptoe through the tulips, I run barefoot through the sand. Bless my little heart, a Florida gal is what I am. Well, I really like the Beatles and I grooved on 60s rock. I learned to like Beethoven, Mozart and Bach. Okay, guys, keep practicing. We'll get it soon. Then I met a man with a guitar, said I could join his band. Now I'm up here singing with a banjo in my hand. Southern gal,
Southern gal.
I'm a Florida gal.
She's a Florida gal.
Born and raised down south, I'm a Florida gal. I don't tiptoe through the tulips, I run barefoot through the sand. Bless my little heart, a Florida gal is what I am. I said, bless my little heart, a Florida gal is what I am.
Back, kick off a little Angelina Baker, and we'll get everybody involved in this one, all right? Kick it off, man. How about a hand for our bass player down there, Jim Regal? I hope you noticed that not once during that solo did his fingers leave his hand.
Jim, that didn't make any sense. I just figured it out. It didn't make any sense.
It wasn't supposed to, Jim.
But he caught you looking.
Yeah, you did catch me.
I'm going to like to do a song I wrote for you. This is a song about a racehorse. Anyhow, this is the story of Ramblin' Willie, and you'll have a part in it when we get into it. We're going to invite you to join us because, you know, when the racehorse is coming home, you don't just sit there and watch him come home. If you've got money on him, you're up waving your arms, you're shouting, you're cheering him on, and that's what we're going to have you do when we get into this song. And it goes like this. Come gather around me, horse fans, a story I will tell about a little known racehorse I want you to know well. He was foaled in Indiana in 1970, just a plain old horse, not much pedigree. Son of Ramblin' Fury and the son of Meadow Bell, Ramblin' Willie was his name, and few men could tell what Bob Farrington saw in the horse that day that he laid his money down and led that horse away. Was a birthday gift for his wife, it was just a little late. He handed her the reins and said he'll have a partial gait. She said he'll be a winner, and for her got a bud. She tied his winnings to the church, an act of faith and love. And she said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You and old Bob Farrington, go bring that money home. And they said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You are the finest racehorse the world has ever known. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, that's your part. So we're going to run it one more time, so sing it with me. And she said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You and old Bob Farrington, go bring that money home. And she said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You are the finest racehorse the world has ever known. Well, Willie was not a handsome horse, but he was big and strong. Lazy in the training cart, but he knew where he belonged. Put him on the track and the world became his foe. Let him have his head and watch old Willie go. For 10 years Willie raced from the East Coast to the West. And everywhere he ran, he proved he was the best. Standard bred pacer who ever burned the track. Whenever Willie took the lead, there was no looking back. And they said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You and old Bob Farrington, go bring that money home. And they said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You are the finest racehorse the world has ever known. You've heard of man of war and Secretariat too. Fine horses both, and they deserve their due. But only 42 times did they leave the starting gate, while Willie by himself won 128. 305 times he lined up at the post. 240 finished win, place, or show. You see, Willie was a winner, not one to retire, and he never needed urging to take it to the wire. And they said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You and old Bob Farrington, go bring that money home. And they said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You are the finest racehorse the world has ever known. At Hollywood Park, young Quinn the horse to beat. Willie thought too old and done, certain of defeat. They were 29 at the quarter, they were 58 at the half. Willie broke out of the coffin, he was running dead last. At 128 he made his move, he was gaining on young Quinn, out to show the world that he had the will to win. The red man let loose the reins and let old Willie go. He passed young Quinn by a nose and stole that youngster's show. And they said, run, Willie, run, go, Willie, go. You and old Bob Farrington, go bring that money home. And they said, said, run, Willie, run. Go, Willie, go. You are the finest racehorse world's ever known. So if you think you're old and done, your races are all run. Remember Ramblin' Willie and all the races that he won. When the starting gate of life swings open every morn, break out fast, ignore the bumps, remember why you're born. To run this race of life, endure what you must. Drive hard in the backstretch, let 'em call your bluff. For if you give your all each day, you are bound to be a surefire winner, just like Ramblin' Willie. And they said, run, Willie, run. Go, Willie, go. You and old Bob Barrington, go bring that money home. And they said, run, Willie, run. Go, Willie, go. You are the finest racehorse world's ever known. You are the finest racehorse the world has ever known.
She left, my head was spinning. It all happened way too fast. Quit going to church, went back to sinning. Since my baby put me out with the trash. Heaven knows I've been backsliding to the promised land of 800 proof. Choke down the pain, but I can't keep hiding, and I can't seem to lose. Backslide blues, Matt. This old hand sure fits that bottle, and that bottle sure fits that hand. The smoky mirror, I see that same old face from the past. Heaven knows I've been backsliding to the promised land, 800 proof. Choke down the pain, but I can't keep hiding, and I can't seem to lose. Backsliding blues, Mel. Tell the congregation, 'cause I know they're gonna ask. Just say I'm on a short vacation, and that soon I'll be sliding on back. Heaven knows I've been backsliding to the promised land, 800 proof. Choke down the pain, but I can't keep hiding, and I can't seem to lose. Backsliding blues. So heaven knows I've been backsliding to the promised land of 800 proof. Choke down the pain, but I can't keep hiding, and I can't seem to lose. Backsliding blues. No, I can't seem to lose. Backsliding blues.
Was clear, stars were shining, the moon came out so quiet in the sky.
All the people gathered round
and you look so lovely, just a gentle flower of a small town girl.
You took my hand and we stepped to the music with a single smile. You became my world.
We danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. The drifting tune seemed to fill the air. So long ago, I still remember we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. We courted well, and we courted dearly. We talked for hours in the front porch chair. Then a year went by from the day that I met you. I made you mine at the Roseville Fair. We danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. The drifting tune seemed to fill the air. So long ago, I still remember we fell in love at the Roseville So here's a song for all of you lovers, and here's a tune we all can share. May we dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair. Yes, here's a song for all of you lovers, and here's a tune we all can share. May we dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair.
Do a little swing fiddle here for you. This is a song that I co-wrote with Tom T. Hall. He doesn't know that. I thought it needed a little improvement, so I added a verse. It's called "The Engineers Don't Wave from the Train Anymore." When I was a boy, I'd hang around the tracks, watching the trains go to Louisville and back. I had my dreams and I had my plans. I was going to be an engineer man. Them big old trains used to chug, chug and spew. They were my heroes and they knew that I knew no matter how far they'd go down the tracks, they'd always turn around and come back. But the engineers don't wave from the trains anymore, not the way they did back in 1954. Well, they've all got computers and diesels and things. The engineers don't wave from the trains anymore. The engineers don't wave from the trains. Do it, baby. I'd wait along the track for the next train coming by. When it round that bend, I would hold my hand up high, and the engineer would wave and blow his whistle loud, make this boy Ted feel so proud. But the engineers don't wave from the trains anymore, not the way they did back in 1954. Well, they've all got computers and diesels and things. The engineers don't wave from the trains anymore. The engineers don't wave from the trains. Let's hear it, man. There's more important things that have changed in this world. Engineers forgot about us little boys and girls, but I still get a faraway look in my eye when I hear an old train in the night. And the engineers don't wave from the trains anymore, not the way they did back in 1954. Well, they've all got computers and diesels and things. The engineers don't wave from the trains anymore. The engineers don't wave from the trains. Play it out. We'd like to do one now. How many of you? I bet Steve Blackwell's played here before, hadn't he? Years ago. We'd like to do one in memory of Steve that he gave us permission to do. I had heard the song and I wanted to do it, and I worked up our arrangement and version, and I was with Steve in a jam session in camp around the campfire one time, and I said, "Steve, I'd like to do your Me and Bone song." And he said, "Well, let's hear it." So I did it. He looks at me. And of course, it's a little different the way we do it. He says, "Yeah, okay. I guess, yeah, okay." You know, I wasn't sure what he meant by that, but we've been doing it, and we did record it. And we had the pleasure of the first year he was not at White Springs. We were on the amphitheater stage, and we were doing this song. And I looked up, and there come his kids over the hill. They heard us singing it, and I was just very honored that we got to sing it for them. So it's a story of Bone Mizell. Won't you gather round and listen. And a story you will hear about an old Florida cow hunter who was tough as any steer. Though his name was kind of fancy, Morgan Bonaparte myself, we all called him Bone, and it seemed to suit him well. Tennessee's got Davy Crockett, Kentucky's got old Daniel Boone, Florida's got Bone myself. That man would holler at the moon, more than just a cracker cowboy who roamed to hell and back. If he's anything less than a legend, was Bunyan just a lumberjack? I used to ride with Bone myself. I was right there by his side. I was even at the station in Fort Ogden when he died. They say legend and true, they don't always get along, and I know he's right beside me every time I sing this song. He'd yell, get up and buy a biscuit, get yourself out of that sack. We got miles and miles to ride. Then he'd give his whip a crack. From Fort Ogden we would ride 7 days to Tampa town, get them cattle to the stockyard, then we'd have a look around. Bone would ride right to a tavern as a matter of course, ride right up to the bar, sit there drinking on his horse, drinking old Blind Tiger moonshine, and sometimes just for thrill, he'd sit around and light cigars, using dollar bills. I used to ride with Bone myself. I was right there by his side. I was even at the station in Fort Ogden when he died. And they say legend and true, they don't always get along, and I know he's right beside me every time I sing this song. Right there by his side. I was even at the station in Fort Ogden when he died. They say legend and true, they don't always get along, and I know he's right beside me every time I sing this song. Yes, I know he's right beside me, and he's been there all along. Thank you, Steve Blackwell. Sure do miss him.
You're going to get in tune first. I want you to know that we're very proud to have Mel as our banjo player. She's actually the only banjo player I've ever played with that had all their front teeth.
And they're mine.
And they're hers. You know, banjo players take a big hit from everybody. mostly for good reason. Jim's doing an excellent job of doing sound, fighting us. I think we fight with the sound guy. Trying to amplify us is really hard. But I've done that, and one of the things that you have to be concerned about is making sure that the stage is level, and the best way to figure out if a stage is level is if the banjo player is drooling out of both sides of his mouth, then the stage is level, you know. Some people will use a level, but that's our level. Got to tell one more banjo. Can I tell one more banjo story?
If you insist.
What happens
I
if
told you,
throw,
don't encourage him.
What happens if you throw a banjo and a politician out of a 10th floor window at the same time? Who hits the floor or who hits the ground first? Who cares? Let's see, I forgot I was doing a song.
Yes, you're
One,
supposed to do a
two,
song.
three,
This is
four.
your song.
Well, I let out from Reno. I was trailed by 20 hounds. Didn't get to sleep last night till the morning came around. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight. Just might get some sleep tonight. Ran into the devil, and he loaned me 20 bills. Spent the night in Utah, cave up in the hills. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight. Just might get some sleep tonight. Ran down to the levee, but the devil caught me there. He took my $20 bill, vanished in the air. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight. Just might get some sleep tonight. Got 2 reasons why I cry away each lonely night. First one's named Sweet Anne Marie, and she's my heart's delight. Second one is Prison Babe, the sheriff's on my tail. And if he catches up with me, I'll spend my life in jail. Got a wife in Reno, one in Cherokee. The first one says she's got my child, but it don't look like me. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight. Just might get some sleep tonight. Matt. Got 2 reasons why I cry away each lonely night. First one's named Sweet Anne Marie, she's my heart's delight. Second one is Prison Babe, sheriff's on my trail. And if he catches up with me, I'll spend my life in jail. Got a wife in Chino, one in Cherokee. First one says she's got my child, it don't look like me. Said I'm running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight. Just might get some sleep tonight. 2, 3, yeah.
That missing chord will haunt me all the way back to Sebring.
You wanted to resolve it, didn't you?
I want to resolve it.
You resolve it in your head, guys. You just
Hey, that's
resolved
right,
it
all
in
the way
your heads,
home.
right?
And probably halfway through the night. All right. How about we? How about
There, I
we-
resolved it for you.
All right. Let's close it out. Yeah. This is one we like to close with, and it's a. We had a compliment paid the other night. I heard Brian Smalley do this song some time ago. And have y'all heard Brian Smalley? Oh yeah. Well, I heard him do this, and I really had to do the song, and so I worked on it and worked on it. We finally got it worked up as a band, and somebody just told us after the concert at Highlands Hamp the other night. She said your version of this song is just as good as Brian Smalley's. And I pointed out to her there were 7 of us on the stage that night. And I said it took 7 of us to do what he does by himself. So it's a song about a motorcycle, a bad boy, and a redheaded girl. A 1, 2, 3, and. Molly said to James, that's a fine motorbike. Girl can feel special on any such alike. Said James to Red Molly, well, my hat's off to you. It's Vincent Black Lightning, 1952. And I've seen you on the corner and cafes, it seems. Red hair, black leather, my favorite color scheme. And he pulled her on behind. And down to Knoxville they did ride. Said James to Red Molly, here's a ring for your right hand. But I'll tell you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. I fought with the law since I was 17. And I've robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. And I just turned 21 and I might make 22. And I don't mind dying, except for the love of you. And if fate should break my stride, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. James 80 for armed robbery. Shotgun blast to the chest, left nothing there inside. Come down Red Molly to his dying bedside. When she got to the hospital, there wasn't much left. He was running out of road, he was running out of breath. Still he smiled, saw her cry. He said, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. In my opinion, there's nothing in this world beats a Vincent 52 and a red-headed girl. Indians and Nortons and Greaves won't do. They don't have the soul of a Vincent 52. And he reached for her hand and he slipped her the key. He said, I don't think I'll have any further use for these. I see angels on aerials in leather and chrome, and they're coming down from heaven to carry me home. And he gave her one last kiss and died.
Well, folks, that's the Back Porch for Revival. And I think if we give them a nice applause here, they'll give us one more song to go home. Thank you.
We're going to take a big risk here. According to the Folk Singer's Handbook, there is one song that you just don't do. But we're going to do it anyway because I bet you all know it. And it's become almost an anthem, even though it's worn out. But we're going to do it. Kick it off.
So sing it with us. Headed down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road. I pray to God I see headlights. Oh, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for Raleigh so I can see my baby tonight. Let's pick it up. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. I said, hey, 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 mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, 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 mama, rock me. Running from the north, up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My babe plays the guitar, and I pick the banjo. Oh, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for Raleigh so I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like the wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. I said, hey, 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 mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, 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 mama, rock me. Walking to the south, out of Roanoke, caught a trucker out of Philly. We had a nice long talk. I know what you're thinking. It's not legal.
Yeah.
But he's headed west for the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. But God did a move on our fish for the sun. I hear my babe call my name, I know she's the only one. But if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like the wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, 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 mama, rock me. Said, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, 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 mama, rock me. I said, hey, 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 mama, rock me. I said, hey, 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 mama, rock me. One more time, quieter.
Thank you for having us. Come on over to Sebring, November 10th. Come on over to Sebring, November 10th, and we'll have 2 p.m. there. We'll have James Hawkins there. We'll have Jackson Creek and Back Porch Revival. Music all day long, and this is for the Civilian Conservation Corps Festival. We do have some CDs, yes.
Yes, sir, folks. They have some CDs, and if you would like to take some of the Back Porch Revival home with you, come out and see Jim here. We'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. And you may have noticed this lovely hat I have on. It's got a black crow on the front. That's from the Old Crow Medicine Show. And that is their signature song that they just played, Wagon Wheel. Great song, great band, including the Back Porch Revival. We're glad you came, and we'd like to see you again sometime. So thank you all, folks, and